Thank you so much for choosing Massey Law and using our DIY do-it-yourself platform for your estate planning needs. These 4 things are very important, so listen to it. It's only a couple minute video. It's very important. Number 1, make sure to sign your documents. Follow the procedures that we sent you along with the rest of the documents that will explain how to do that. If you need a notary, we recommend either a bank or a local postal store like a PostNet or a UPS store or whatever they may be called. Or you can hire a mobile notary to come to your home. If you also need a witness or witnesses, especially for a last will and testament, then you'll need to arrange that, making sure that the people aren't related to you, aren't named in the documents. You'll see more instructions in the documents that we provided to you. Number 2, this is very important. If you own property, such as a home or a rental property, particularly a home, do you want it to go through the probate process? The probate process in Texas right now, most of our clients are ending up probably in the $3,000 to $5,000 range for each probate. If you're married, that means a probate at each death, unless you are able to avoid probate. One of the key ingredients for avoiding probate is making sure that that home stays out of the probate process. One great way to do this is with a special type of deed. There's a transfer on death deed, a ladybird deed, but it's not great for everybody. We need to talk to you about that. So if you're interested in a deed, trying to keep that home out of probate, which most people are, and most people mistakenly think, well, I own it jointly with my spouse, and therefore it'll just pass to my spouse. Almost always the answer is no, actually, especially if there is a blended family situation. That's where it can get really messy and really dangerous. So you want to make sure, if you want to try to keep your home out of probate, to email us and let us know, okay? Also, it can help with Medicaid estate recovery program. If you go into Medicaid for long-term care, nursing home, memory care, something like that, and the government ends up paying for you, they can actually collect from your estate. But if you have your house passing via a special type of deed, like a ladybird deed or transfer on death deed, then that should avoid the Medicaid estate recovery program, and that could be very beneficial for your heirs. The 3rd thing to think about is asset titling suggestions and thoughts. A lot of people think, well, I'll just end up in probate, or I want to avoid probate, but I'm not really sure how. Doing a will has to be probated if it needs to be probated, right? It gets a little complicated, but there's a lot of things that you can do to avoid probate or have a high probability or higher probability of avoiding probate. Beneficiary account designations, how the account is titled, especially if their spouse is involved. So if you want to hire us to do this, we can do this. Email us and let us know that you're interested in this. And we can go through specific steps to tell you our best advice on how you should title your specific assets, ownership, and beneficiary designation in order to have the highest probability of keeping that asset or those assets out of the probate process. Again, that probate process can get expensive. $3,000 to $5,000 is probably about roughly the average for most of what our clients and what we see around this area for people who need to go through the probate courts. Anything that's not super complex or contested or anything like that. Then the 4th thing is, if you have not yet hired us to review your documents and do an in-office signing ceremony, it's not too late to do that. You can do that. You'll just need to email us and we can arrange that. You'd come in, we'd do up to a 20-minute review of your documents, and then we would do a signing ceremony with a notary and witnesses and all that good stuff. So pay very close attention to that. Rewatch this video if you want, read the email, and let us know if you want any of those additional services that can be a very high value. Again, we thank you for choosing Massey Law using our guider platform for your do-it-yourself estate planning needs. Tell your friends about us, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your colleagues, call us. And if you want any more services, email us and we can talk about it. We highly recommend that you consider this special deed if you own any property. We highly recommend that you consider our asset titling thoughts and suggestions. And we highly recommend that people sign their documents in our office with the office ceremony, just to help in case there's ever any contests or anything like that going on. All right. Thanks again.